Hi guys, it's so great to see you. Welcome to Cine Club. As you know, I'm Maria, and here we just watch movies that have recently come out, and I review them for you. And the movie I saw this week was The Boxtrolls. So the movie is about this orphan boy named Eggs, and he was adopted by these creatures that live underground in Cheeseville, and they're called Boxtrolls. The Boxtrolls only come out at night to collect trash and things that they might use because they're builders. But the Boxtrolls are in danger because they're going to be exterminated by the villain Archibald Snatcher. And in order to save them, Eggs might have to face the fact that he might not be a troll, that he might actually be a boy, and he must come to the surface and try to save his friends. It's got a great cast. You've got Hempstead-Wright, who is actually from Game of Thrones. You have Elle Fanning, Ben Kingsley, Toni Collette, which I think was kind of underused, really. And there's Nick Frost. Nick Frost is one of like the exterminators, and he's the one who's more philosophical, and he's wondering constantly between good and evil and which side they're in. And Simon Pegg shows up at a certain point, and I have like a little bit of a crush on Simon Pegg, but you shouldn't tell anybody because... but I do. I really do. The movie is definitely strange. That's something that goes without saying. It's got a very different style and tone and pace, but I think the quirkiness of the movie and the weirdness of it all actually works for it. I will start with the technicalities, and that's saying that the stop motion animation in this film is by far the most impressive one I have ever seen. The way that they created this world in this town called Cheeseville, it's just so great, and it's just made like into a bunch of like very narrow bunched up houses that form into a peak, and it's got a bit of a Victorian European style to it, and the motions and the movements are just so fluid and it feels so natural. Like the first thing that comes to mind is when the Boxtrolls are trying to escape and they're going underground. They have like these manholes and they're all covered in cardboard boxes where they slide, and just that movement alone and that whole part was so great to watch. It just makes you feel like you're not even watching a stop motion animation. It was really, really great. The trolls are probably the best characters, and I absolutely love the way that they design them. They are adorably ugly. I love their style, and they're all named after the box that they're wearing. So if they're wearing a box that is about shoes, that one is called shoes, or if it's about fish, that one's called fish. They don't really speak. It's kind of like the Minions in Despicable Me. Not really, the humor is completely different, but they're sort of that kind of creature that they're very expressive through the motions and the movements. But they are so emotional, and it's quite moving as well, the relationship between Fish and Eggs. Fish is the troll that adopted Eggs, and their relationship is just so nice. They have a really sweet chemistry together. That it's not overbearing, it's not like over emotional, but you understand the link between these two characters very well. The film is not overtly funny, like it's not the same kind of rhythm and jokes that you would get from maybe a Disney animation, but I don't mind that at all. I don't think the movie needs to be out loud funny, and I kind of enjoy the really subtle sense of humor here and there. For me, that was not a problem. The biggest problem I think about this movie is that it takes a while to get going. In the beginning, it's clear what the setup is. The Boxtrolls are supposed to be a threat and they have to be exterminated by the bad guy. So I do feel like it's very vaguely explained, and that kind of takes you out because you're not sure what you should be focusing on. It just feels strangely slow-paced, like it's not going anywhere, and it doesn't really help that the whole chunk where there's human interaction, the characters that are humans, it just feels very stilted and just awkward even. It just drags on and it's grinding, and there's just like these very strange pauses between dialogue. It doesn't flow naturally, but I do have to say that Ben Kingsley as Archibald Snatcher was incredible. He portrays such a great bad guy, and he's got like this little bit of a Cockney accent going on. It was a great voice, a great villain. I think they did that very well. But there were even some scenes with him in it that just felt like awkward and not good in the type of thematic movie that you're watching, just awkward in general. Apart from Ben Kingsley, there's like this little bit of comic relief and like a little bit of jokesy stuff with the other exterminators, and then there's a girl played by Elle Fanning, and then the other really big human character is Lord Portleyrine, who's supposed to be the leader of Cheeseville and the leader of the White Hat. And his character is just ridiculous. It's just exaggerated and ridiculous. The whole point is that he only cares about cheese and he just doesn't care about his daughter at all. But at one point in the movie that becomes a factor in the plot, and it just feels dumb. It feels like too one-dimensional. It doesn't play well with the rest of the movie. And that whole thing, I think it was just a big mistake. So I think the biggest problem in the movie is precisely that it just takes way too long to get going. At a certain point, I'm watching it, I'm thinking, I think I made a big mistake coming into the theaters to watch this film. But even though the beginning is like riddled with weird dialogues and awkward moments, there's one point onwards where the movie just gets to be really, really good. It's almost palpable how much the rhythm of the movie changes. It just becomes really quick and the humor is just really there and you start to get the whole message of the movie. And I really love like the second part of the movie. It's so much better. It starts to really take shape and I just wish the whole movie would have been like that. But I have to say the movie does redeem itself on that quality because it touches on so many great topics that I find relevant. There is an ongoing gag about who is really the good guys and who is the bad guys. I also love the fact that they touch on what really makes a family. There's this really sensitive moment as to what is really a father, and Eggs realizes that Fish is really his father, that he's the one who has taken care of him and has helped him along the way and really loves him. It just shows you how families are constantly changing and maybe your immediate family is not exactly your family, and I think that's a very modern point to throw into this kind of movie. And I love the overall message of the movie that just shows you that other people don't make you and things don't make you, you make yourself, and it's up to you and you have the power of becoming a better person or deciding to go, down a worse road. So if I had to rate this movie, I would probably tell you that you should maybe go watch it in theaters. So because I think the Boxtrolls were actually very adorable and I really like that second part of the movie, I would say it just slips and slides a little bit, but overall it's a pretty refreshing and really great movie to watch. But guys, that's just my opinion. Tell me, what did you think of the Boxtrolls? If you haven't seen it, tell me which is your favorite stop motion animation film. There are many out there and I think many of them are just excellent. So please, if you have one, tell me in the comment section down below. And if you like this video, of course, don't forget you can give it a big thumbs up. It is always appreciated, and if you want more, you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel. But guys, that's everything for this episode of Cineclub. I hope you really enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed talking to you about it. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you on our next movie date. Bye!